better than ever. And I know right now that I'm going somewhere and I need some cheddar. Oh, baby, better.
Meeting, that's a huge win. A time saver, gives you better prep, you have more quality meetings, you have more confidence, and just like you're more calm going to that meeting because like you feel prepped and equipped to have this conversation because you have the insights that you need to do that. Um, so you have the meeting. After the meeting, this is one that I've really locked in on, and like trying to figure out how do you make this process more streamlined, because after, like, there's a lot of work that goes into prepping for your meeting. Even like 15-20 minutes before, you're still kind of like reviewing your notes. You have your meeting, it could be 30-45 minutes, but the post meeting work is like, that's another 30 minutes to an hour that you're doing recaps, you put notes in CRM, you're setting up your follow-ups, you're setting up your next steps. And if that could just get served to you, ideally, the meeting happens, and whether it's in person, you've recorded it, or it's virtual like this, and like the transcript comes in. An ideal situation is, the AI reads, or your agent reads that, oh, a meeting came in. Here's the notes from the meeting. It's already logged in CRM. Here's some follow-up emails you could send. Here are your next steps. Here's your action items. Like, that just gets served to you. Not everyone's going to be at that stage. There's some engineering and technical work and approvals teams need to get to feel comfortable with like connecting their systems and like building that out, and resources. It costs money to build those things. But even if you did that manually, you downloaded your transcript, you put it into AI and a prompt or an assistant that you already have built, and it gives you very quickly those things, and like something you could quickly copy and paste in a CRM. That's a huge time saving. And like, so that post meeting 45 minutes to an hour turns into like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and now you can move on to more work. So at that stage and in those type of roles, it's helping you manage deals, get to more deals, not doing admin work, not doing CRM type stuff. Like, it allows you to now just focus on working more deals. So we've gone through prospecting stage, a lot of new business reps. We've gone through sales, which is really everyone on the sales floor. Now we'll talk about the service and retention team, and like what are specific use cases that AI could help and support them to actually get work done, versus just having licenses for everyone and they just randomly ad hoc do things. So for this role, it can make you more proactive versus reactive. We talk about that a lot. That was something, as I was building out teams and looking for service reps, like I wanted people that were proactive, not reactive, just like answering customer service. Like, doesn't drive revenue for us. And I think, in my head, it's like, right, if we're proactive, we're creating opportunities, but I even couldn't clearly articulate what that means. And I think AI could help with that now to allow people, because this team gets everything dumped and thrown at them. And I have grace for everyone and everything like that. But like this team, I didn't have a true appreciation for until I became a VP of ticket sales, and I oversaw both sales and service. I was on the new sales side. And we try and stretch as many accounts as possible. So it's like, how can we get as little down? Because we have, chat bots and like customer service things that like help take work off their plate so they can handle more accounts. They need to sell and service. They need to have high customer service. Like, you got to get back to your clients in a timely manner, and like, don't let them email in and get to your boss. And like, you got to renew at a high level too. So there's a lot of expectation on this role, and I have a ton of empathy and grace for that. And I think AI, if used appropriately, and these managers, these leaders, equip them, can really help, because here's a couple things that AI could do for you in this role. Um, Identify patterns, like usage patterns of the product. So, utilization of tickets, what games are they coming to, what games are they missing, how many tickets per game are they using, who are they bringing with them, like that. Like, you could surface that and just serve that to them. So that um, opportunities to grow. Hey, it looks like they're using a higher than uh, usual level of tickets. So what that could look like is, now it's telling you, like, here's an opportunity to get them to add on more seats, or do a suite night in addition, or you work with this person in the account, but on the marketing side, here's something happening in that business, and now you have a talking point and a reason to reach out to the marketing person, and you already have an in because that person can introduce you. So There's growth and expansion opportunities AI can uncover for you. Risk of renewal. So obviously a big one is if they're not using their tickets, like you don't need AI to tell you that, there's a risk there. But um, if it's like reading your CRM data or your emails, or it's just like, hey, there was a big change in the business and like what their focus is and their go-to-market strategy, they're using tickets for one reason, and like maybe the president left, or the CEO got fired, or whoever it may be, like it could tell you like some risks that are going on that we typically either never hear about because they're like, oh, we just decided not to move forward, business changed, and you're trying to figure out and uncover why. Or you find out at renewal when it's too late. So I'd rather know some of those things in more real time. So there's actual things I could do about that. So what AI can do for a service and retention rep, identify trends, surface insights that help you do your job better so that you could spend more time doing the human stuff, not doing all the admin work. You're able to build a strategy, you're able to develop more relationships, and like really, that's the thing we always sold. You get a dedicated account executive. Like if you look at any team's season ticket holder benefits, every single one has that as a benefit. But like, what's the value if all you're doing, if like your dedicated account executive just doing a bunch of manual administrative work? Like, what's the value of that to me, especially as a B2B buyer, if it can help me and be a consultant for me? If that person can be a consultant for me and help me achieve my business goals, that's a value add. So that's what AI should allow and help people do that are in this customer service and retention role. So we talked about prospecting, we talked about in the sales process, we talked about um, once you're in customer service and what that looks like. And another use case we talk about just in our workshops is just skill development, which we're not going to talk about in this episode, but like those are the use cases where it's not like we just bought a bunch of licenses, but like it's actually changing how you work now. So the key then is, all right, you got these use cases in all the different areas. We can't do them all. Pick one, pilot it with one team, get them using that on a consistent basis, track their measurement, get them using it for a month straight, then add on more, then grow it to more teams. Like, again, we got to start somewhere, crawl, walk, run, everything like that, and not just take it all on, or just, hey, everyone have licenses, you're good to go. And so that's every episode I talk about something that stood out, and that's what stood out to me. I was talking to a team, they're excited about, potentially, doing some trainings, workshops, and they got everyone licenses. And, I said, one of the things that I see is, they get like the IT team gets everyone licenses and they do like basic kind of AI training, but not specific to like the sales team and like ticket sales and what they do day to day. And it was interesting. One of the leaders says like, "Oh, well, we didn't get any training, not even like the basic just AI training. We just got, hey, everyone has licenses, go get it." So, should we work with them here? That would be a huge opportunity, and like thing we'd focus on is, all right, let's start at a foundational level and then crawl, walk, run approach to get them there. So it's not just sports, but like I guarantee, like there's some really good people out there. I've talked to some AI, enablement specialists, like VPs of AI. Like that's starting to be more of a role in sports that have a really good hold and like game plan of what they want to do. It's just, do they have the resources and bandwidth? But that's a lot of times we get brought in to help and support with that. But there's a ton out there. It's just like, right, I got licenses. And the company I was talking about outside of sports, that was one too. They just got to run licenses, but no like reinforcement, no enablement, and like follow through on that. Also want to give a shout out. Every episode I do a shout out. So I caught up with a good friend of mine, Kurt Waugh. He's the SVP of ticket sales and service for the Dallas Mavericks. Spent a ton of time with the San Diego Padres, and like throughout our career, we kind of came up together, and we were two of like the younger VPs in ticket sales in the MLB when we both got to that level. But as inside sales managers, we were kind of there at the same time, and then directors, and then VP. And he went on to break records, do amazing things with the Padres, and got this really cool opportunity now, get a little closer back to home, but build something not from scratch, but like something special with Dallas. They're putting a ton of investment in the Mavericks and opening a new arena in the next 5 years, and like the real estate all around it. So it's just really cool to hear like good people continuing to grow and develop in their career. the shout out I want to give, he's an amazing leader, really good understanding of where to like take the business. And I know they're going to do big things from revenue perspective, but I'm real big on like the type of people that you work for. Man of faith, someone who cares a ton about people, is going to challenge you and push you, but also love on you at the same time. So as reps are looking for opportunities and as he looks to build out and grow his team, not so much focused on the city you live in and the logo on your polo and everything like that, but like finding good people, that's one that I definitely would co-sign for and give a shout out to. So obviously congrats on all the early success and continuing to watch that here over the next couple years plus as they build this thing out. So yeah, that was a really cool conversation I got to have this week. All right, so in closing, it's not so much about all right, what's our strategy with AI. I think the good starting point is like, let's say AI didn't exist. What's a workflow that's slowing us down? What's a bottleneck? Where are we struggling to get, over the hump? But now that we do have AI, how could AI fix that? And understanding specific use cases based on the role and making sure that you're building that out, coaching that. And if you don't know where to start, there's tons of content out there. I'm putting out content every week to a small subset, but there's tons of people doing more content, bringing in specialists to help and like getting that process going, because everyone's going to be there. Like, how quickly can you get there, and how quickly can you see the returns so that you're seeing early leading indicators, like I've talked about in previous episodes, but then also revenue outcomes that are going to differentiate you and like just separate you from the teams. This can be a force multiplier. This can be a huge differentiator. So, I was talking about earlier, so some like use cases for me, how I'm like refreshing our content and like how I'm going through that. And some of it is just more like for me, here are, some thoughts, and I'm having conversations and, reading content that, oh, that could be a good topic we could cover, but using AI. So I'm, interacting with Claude. It's like taking, here's our content, what's an elevation of that, and just going back and forth, brainstorming ideas and like taking that and turning that into topics, which I'll eventually turn into like real content. Notebook LM is great because you could upload a bunch of resources. So I'll take like all of our previous training materials. Here's what I'm looking to do with it. Call out different things that make sense. Here's what's a catalog of like all the different topics we could cover. So I feel really good about where we're going into. The day I'm recording this is the day before going into our third year here with 4Leaf. And obviously I got some partnerships of people and companies I work with, especially on the sports side with Scaled. But 2-year anniversary and really honing in on how do we take it to the next level with the reps, and how do we make sure that they're getting content that they need that's relevant, it's refreshed, quarterly, semi-annually, so that it's growing with them and growing with the evolutions that are happening from technology and AI standpoint. So those are some of the ways that I'm looking to, going back to the question I was asked earlier, like how do you stay in this, is like just forcing myself in it to use it and just learning new things as I go, learn something new every day. So this is valuable. Probably had to cut this up into 2 episodes, which is good. I got some travel coming up, so that allows me to break this up a little bit. So I still got weekly content coming. I don't hear from my mom that I'm getting behind like I did last month. But yeah, like the episode, gets out to more people, helps YouTube spread it and share with more people. If someone in your network could really see some value in this, share the episode with them, subscribe, get them to subscribe so you get updated with weekly content. But like I tell my daughters every day when I drop them off for school, and school's coming up here pretty quick, go be awesome today, and I'll be back next week with another video.
That's nothing. I'm up doing this and I'm gonna be head hunting. Oh baby, don't know. Oh baby, don't go. Oh baby, don't know. Oh baby, don't go.